Welcome back to Mike's Minis, the place for all things mini wargaming, and in today's episode we got a little bit of a special treat here for you. My wife actually surprised me about a week or two before my actual birthday and decided she wanted to help the channel and had secretly saved and got this for me right off of Amazon, which, if you haven't already guessed, this is the Strike Force Agastus battle box here, which came out a couple years ago from Games Workshop, and it's surprisingly still out on Amazon. You can't get it from Games Workshop anymore. I think this box set will be around until either the Amazon runs completely out of stock or until 11th edition of Warhammer comes out, most likely by next year, 2026. But we'll see what happens with that. But this box is something else right here. This is definitely the boost to my Argent Templar army that I needed for the Crusade box. So we have a Primaris Lieutenant Leader that's found in this box, a squad of Heavy Intercessors, 2 squads of Desolation Marines, and the big boy himself, the Brutalis Dreadnought. This is the Dreadnought walking tank unit that is very focused on melee with that. But let's take a look, see what's all inside this box. I'm going to put in the comments of this video an affiliate link with Amazon if you want to get one of these boxes with for either yourself or a loved one who's wanting to get into Warhammer. I definitely recommend getting something like this. This is almost, I was doing quick math hammer here. This is just shy, it's between 700 and 850 points of Marines in here. So let's just take a look here. I had already cut the tape because I was too excited. And right now this is what you're greeted with. So we have all the bases, with the exception of the Dreadnought. I think that's probably found more in the bottom. But here, right from the get-go, these 2 sprues make up the Primaris Lieutenant right here. So I'm just going to bring it up closer to the camera so you can kind of see. Got our power pack, bolt pistol, power fist, plasma weapon with the bionic arm, mastercrafted bolt rifle, and with 2 of the 3 options you can do. You have like the straight clip or banana clip. Got our helmet, Sergeant, and then the non-helmeted version, and then the shoulder shield to help show his rank and things like that. Very cool. And then right here we've got the rest of his body, his other shoulder pad, and some more customization. You could give him like a Roman style like loincloth looking thing here, where you could do a classic knight one. I think with this guy I'm going to do the classic knight one, and there's the multi-round drum thing with that. And then because it's a leader, they got to have a tactical rock for the model to somewhat stand on. Okay, I mean, it's Warhammer, you got to have a tactical rock, right? Okay, and then this looks like sprue 1 for the Ballistus Dreadnought. So this looks like it's the arms, and the hands have 2 options right here. You could either have like these regular, like rounded off fingers, or you could have them with talons, which is basically like bladed fingers. I think with this Brutalis, I'm going to do the talons because I like how the stats look, and I just like how the model looks in general with the talons right here. So that's the first sprue, and then the other 2 sprues are still fused together. This is basically the body with the chest guns. We got chest melta or bolt pistol, main cab of the body, armor plates. There's the door to the sarcophagus for the Primaris Marine. For those of you who don't know, who are kind of new to the channel and all that, Primaris Dreadnought is basically a walking sarcophagus. A Primaris Marine or a Space Marine who's been heavily wounded in battle but hasn't died and just kind of refuses to die can have the honor of being put, rather than in a retirement home, he'll be put into one of these dreadnought sarcophagus bodies where they're kind of like Neo from the Matrix, get all hooked up, and the giant dreadnought body then becomes like their exo body suit, right, like that, so they can continue to fight until they either explode or whatnot. So that's that right there. Okay, here's first of 2 sprues for the Desolation Marines. We'll just show off one right here. Got the shoulder pads, belt feed. There's the bodies right here. And then the backpacks have these little scanners to help you find the enemy and aim with your either direct fire missiles or non-direct fire missiles. A couple of the guns. A lot of people I've heard, when I tell them about the Desolation Marines or ask them about, they say that they are just a goofy Marine. Look at these goofy guns. Honestly, yeah, they might look a little goofy, but at the same time, this is 40K in Warhammer. Everything's supposed to be ridiculous. So I think I'm gonna like setting these up and have something ridiculous as part of the army. Some of their rules aren't exactly the best when it comes to the indirect shooting. It's kind of like either the dice are with you or they're against you. So I'm definitely gonna sparingly deploy these guys if I have the extra 200 points for a squad of 5. And then here's our squad of heavy intercessors right here. These guys are basically like regular foot soldiers, intercessors, but the biggest difference is they are chunky with their armor. Their armor is thicker. They have an extra wound, I believe. They're either, I'm trying to remember, I think they're either toughness 5 or they have 3 wounds instead of 2 wounds like a regular Space Marine. It's one or the other, or maybe it's both. I can't remember. But they've got the big bolt rifles to go with them. And then these guys have, like on this sprue, this is the heavy bolt rifle. So whereas these guns maybe will shoot once or twice per round, this one will shoot almost double of what the regular rifles will do. And these guys are slow. These are going to be the soldiers that I'm going to use with my custom Space Marine chapter master, Valen Malric, who is the captain in Gravis armor. These are basically going to be his foot soldiers attached to him to help defend him so he doesn't die on the battlefield. So those are the sprues, and then we got some decal art. Obviously, we gotta love Amazon, who are not very gentle with it because we've already got things like holes in it. But overall, this is a Desolation Marine that the art kind of displays. You can see it's got the rocket launchers on top of a little missile launcher gun right here, and in the center there's like a bolt gun right there in his targeting array. Very cool, very ridiculous. And just like I thought, there's the base for the Brutalis Dreadnought model right there. All right, and then we have our protective plastic for this decal sheets that still got separated. The transfer decal sheets. Like most boxes, when they have the Ultramarines on them, you have Ultramarine transfers, which is fine. I could probably use those for a future project down the line, and all the Roman numerals for companies and things like that, and some extra decal like checkered pattern for the Dreadnought. Pretty nifty that way. And then we got the Strike Force Agastus little book right here with the building instructions in the back. Let's go ahead and open that up and take a look here. All right. Strike Force Agastus. Okay, we've got our plate sizer for the bases, so you can make sure that you know what size they're supposed to be. So this is nice because I'm an American and don't use the metric system, so this is nice to know there's a 90 millimeter base right there. I mean, inches are better. Come on. Use the imperial, not the metric. Just kidding. Both are valid for different reasons. Obviously, all the sprues. And then we have our instruction manual here where we can build up our lieutenant. Do we have that on that first page? Nope. This is the first page for him. Okay. So how to put the body together. And they have all the options. See, you could have the guns or the melee pointing weapons. However, and then we go into the sergeant for the heavy intercessors right here. Do it as the blue or as the green. Have him pointing or have him like looking away like you finished just shooting something. Just follow either the blue steps to get the blue result or the green steps to get the green result. Same for another hint that you want to have a heavy bolter or just have all of them be the regular guns. I'm definitely going to follow the blue steps and get the heavy bolt gun. And just to regular soldiers. Now here we go. Here's the start for the Brutalis Dreadnought. We're setting up the chassis, and then they have the steps for either making it with the bolt gun or the flamer plasma gun. I've seen different ways that you can magnetize this, and I think I'll probably do that, is magnetize these guns here. You can magnetize the fists, but that's apparently a very difficult process, and I'm still kind of newish at magnetization, so I don't know. Maybe we'll do it and take a look-see. You got the twin 50 caliber kind of style gun right up there with it. Setting up the legs. Here we go. Here's the arms. Very intricate pieces for the arms right here. Green step if you want the regular fingers with extra bolters, or you could have the power claws with the power generators, the talons right there to kind of make them electrifying. So you can do one or the other. I've seen, like right here, we can see with like this part C106, you could easily on the inside when you're building up the arm put in a magnet and then just swap them out that way. Then you got that. Make sure it's level. Okay, and then we have the Desolation Squad Marines. You can build 2 of these. We got blue and green right here for their variants. Have them with like these missiles or these little smaller missiles. The Sergeant can either have the big guy with like the really big gun or like a double barrel gun. These are like double barrel rocket launchers. Like double barrel shotgun, double barrel rocket launchers. This is pretty cool. Just following the steps for building up the Marines. That's neat. No rules on this. I think that's probably because they come in this book right here. So let's take a look and see what's inside this one. So we got our introduction to Strike Force Agastus. Kind of a scenario. Some beautiful art. Some even though they're Ultramarines and I'm more of a either Black Templar or Death Watch, I like those two a lot more. Salamanders, but Ultramarines, that's still a beautiful blue. I like that blue. See, there we go. We got a Blood Angel. Brutalis Dreadnoughts with the Talons are definitely very Blood Angels. I've in my local hobby store, we have a player who does Blood Angels, and he recently showed his Brutalis Dreadnought, but he has it all black for Blood Angels, and it's a Death Company Brutalis, and oh my goodness, it just looks so good. Going against the guys Tal who have no melee at all, very fitting. And we got some of the options there for the Lieutenant. As you can see, Imperial Fist coloration right here, Power Sword, Bolt Gun, Power Fist, Plasma, mastercrafted, pointing. Those are some of the suggestions they do. All in all, this is really, really cool. There's the heavy intercessors. Again, blood angels. There's a salamander variant. Love that green. And then we have some more. Is there any rules in this thing, or is it just a... There we go. Got the rules now for it right here. Now these rules are definitely... This book came out at the tail end of 9th edition, and we're now almost at the tail end of 10th edition, so it's been about 3 years. So most of these rules are probably way out of date. So definitely Goonhammer, your codex, whatever, just look up the rules and the points changes, because Games Workshop, you know, buy these models, look at these rules. Oh, actually you now bought everything and spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get this? Great, your codex is invalid. So we're updating the rules, and you got to pay for our app to get accurate rules. So, yeah, work choppers, love them. But yeah, this is really, really neat special force that I am excited to expand my crusade with these guys right here. So that's Strike Force Agastus. Again, look down into the comments or the description of the video for the affiliate link if you want to get this kind of box to expand your army. At the time of purchase, it was a prime deal, so we got it a little bit cheaper. I think it was like 130, but it's usually around 160, which is the exact same price as a combat patrol typically from Games Workshop. So you're basically paying a combat patrol price on Amazon for a dreadnought with some very, very cool Space Marines. It's almost a 600-point army, 700-point army. To get you started that way. So definitely go for this while the box still lasts. Leave a comment, like down into the for me. I really love the engagement you guys have given me so far. And until next time, I've been Mike, and this is Mike's Miniatures, and bye-bye.